Yes! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a hot, steamy, bleh. Well, not hot, steamy, and bleh, but it's hot, it's steamy. It's kind of like me, hot and steamy. Thursday evening, getting close to Thursday night video, right here on the official Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So check it out. Getting close to 850 subscribers on this very channel, so hopefully we get to that by SummerSlam or maybe by Labor Day weekend, and then we're on the road to 1,000 hopefully by time, I would say by WrestleMania might get to, maybe get to 1,000, but we'll see what happens with that. About 160 away, so, actually 159 away, so, you know, we're getting there. We're gonna get there, even if it takes, like, a year or two, we'll get there. Trust me on that. But anyway, subscribe to this channel, my other channels as well, all the links are down below in the gobbledygook. Find me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. Because if you miss anything, well, pretty much, you suck. And you're SOL, which is even worse. Because if you don't know what SOL means, you need to get your face slapped in repeatedly. And that's that. You can also leave a comment on the video, but of these stupid comments, you'll get slapped in the face, sent to the Shadow Realm, placed in an Iron Maiden, and Satan will come out and say, "I'm going to eat your soul!" Pretty much. He will come out and eat your soul, and there'll be nothing left of you. That's a great hit song, by the way. It is. There is a song called Nothing Left of You. Look it up. And that song. That's all I gotta say about that. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab that cold one, and enjoy the show. So, if you like it, great. You know, go to your dead channel, or go to somebody else's channel, and do your bullshit over there, because you ain't gonna do it on mine. And if you don't like it, go cry to your mama, bitch! That's all I gotta say about that. Moving on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday night. You know what that means. We got TNA Impact Wrestling coming up in about a half hour from now. It should be a good show. The go-home show tonight before Slammiversary this Sunday night from the Nassau Mausoleum in Elmont, New York. That's Long Island. Gonna be a great show tonight. And we'll see what happens. We've got lots of good stuff to talk about with that. Also, Ring of Honor, the aftermath of Supercard of Honor tonight. And we'll see what happens with that. Sad to report that my girl, Mina, got injured in that Battle Royale. Thank you, Athena, you bitch. I love your theme, but you hurt my girl. You got some explaining to do. And Mina's gonna come back and whoop your ass. So, I was hoping we'd hear from Mina tonight, but I guess not. So, yeah, she has a broken hand, so she can't jerk me off with the other hand. But, you know what I mean? She could use her one hand, and then, I have to, if she needs to go downstairs, I have to use my hand to help her out. You know what I mean? I aim to please for my wives. But it is what it is. But yeah, Mina's hurt. Sayuri, who debuted in the battle in the casino battle royal, she got hurt. It was her first match. She gets hurt. She's gonna have elbow surgery. Ugh. That could have been Mina's first opponent. I don't know what's happening, but Athena's got a lot of new challengers and new people that are pissed off. And Mina's one of them. Another one we'll talk about is still our reigning, defending AEW Women's Champion. You know her, you love her, you want to fuck her, and that's Timeless timeless Tony Storm, darling. Well, we'll talk about Tony and where she's going to be going, and a possible date with Destiny with Athena, who won the Casino Battle Royale. But Tony is going to be facing somebody we know, my girl Billy Starks, I believe on Collision this Saturday night, or next week on the program from Chicago. What we got that? Speaking of Dynamite, well, not Collision, but we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite! Thoughts, Johnston? Thoughts? So just a little quickie video talking about Dynamite last night, which was pretty damn good for an aftermath show. But I gotta say, this freaking ballroom they were in freaking looked like medieval times. Like, where's the horses? Where's all the medieval time shit? We're gonna eat some chicken tendies. What the fuck's going on? But anyway, we're at the Byline Bank Argonne Ballroom. Say that 5 times fast. In Chicago, Illinois. Tony Khan knows how to find these rinky-dink, where did these places come from? Type little arenas. I like it. We don't know the Hammerstein is one of the best ballrooms ever. We don't know that. But this ballroom, I know the Hammerstein is much huge bigger. But this place, like I said, looks like freaking, not so much you could probably have a concert there, but it feels like medieval times. Get the knights out! Get the horses! I mean, come on. Come on! We have that. But this place, I think is probably number 2 in the ballroom. Well, in the one in Cincinnati, I believe. That big, I think it's in Cincinnati or somewhere in the Midwest. That that looks like a big old music hall. You could throw the one in Boston in, but nothing compares to the Hammerstein. Nothing. Just saying. Alright, so we're from Chicago, Illinois. And as always, our commentary team, the man behind the mask, Excalibur, the birthday boy. Happy birthday, Excalibur. Did you get a new mask this week? From your wife? You know Excalibur is married, by the way. I mean, his wife is not that bad looking. She probably wears a mask too. His whole family probably wears masks. Probably to disguise their horrible faces. But yeah, kind of like my trolls. They hide behind their Commodore 64 computers. They probably wear Macs behind their fucking dead channels and their computer screens or their telephone screens. Little hiding bitches, that's what they are. But yeah, they need to put on a mask because some of them that actually do show their ugly faces look like fucking drug users and terrorists. Sad. Lock these fuckers up. But I digress. Alright, anyway. Alright, so we got the man behind the mask, Excalibur. The biggest Met fan I know. He's getting ready for the second half. Baseball season comes back tomorrow. Mets at home against Cincinnati. Face those Reds. Not going to be easy. They did get another infielder, Mitch Voigt. Who the fuck is that guy? I mean, really, who the fuck is that guy? Some infielder, could care less. But we'll see what the second half of The Price is Right. I mean, the second half of the baseball season does for the Mets and the Skankies. As we get done with the last 50, 60 games of the baseball season. So last month and basically 2 months. Got all of August and all of September. So we'll see. Mets are we're in contention right now. I think they're tied or a half game back of the Filthies. Yankees not doing so good. Ha! We got that. But we'll talk about that later on another day. Oh, let me move on. Alright, so we're done with All In, and now we're on the road So, Forbidden Door. I believe number 3 and number 4. That's 5 weeks away. Wow, 5 weeks? Yeah, about 5. Yeah, 5 weeks. Because Clash in Paris is the week after that, so. And Forbidden Door is the same day as NXT Heatwave, but that's going to be at 7 o'clock. Forbidden Door is going to be at 2 o'clock. That's the pre-show, starts at 2. The main show starts at 3. So we could get a lead-in like we did with, leading into Saturday Night's main event, which didn't do well. Didn't do good in the ratings. Oh boy. NXT's rating went down. Raw's rating went down. WWE don't look stupid now for going head-to-head on a big weekend with AEW. I mean, even if Evolution was a great pay-per-view, the main show stunk. SmackDown's ratings went down. I don't know why. I mean, it's not, it wasn't a holiday weekend. It was just, It is what it is. Alright, let's get into this. That's the way same time. Alright, so we start off with Tony Baloney Schiavone, who's also on commentary, the great man that he is. He brings out the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. He's a cowboy. He does a lot of cowboy shit. That's the Hangman Adam Page for his first official speech as a two-time world champ. And Hangman gets in the ring. Schiavone goes to take a piss. That's what he does, because he's old. Get out of here, Schiavone. No, if I was like Hangman Adam Page, I'm like, come here, Tony, come here, we're friends, come here, give him a hug, and then I'm like, stay here for a while. Then, like halfway through my promo, okay, Tony, get the fuck out. Don't you gotta take a piss? That'd be like a funny. If I was a heel, I would kick him out immediately. But if I did respect him as if I was a heel and I would still respect him, but I was like, oh, you get out of my ring. No, I'll just do the Roman and just go, give him the mic. If he doesn't give him the mic right away, I'd be like, give me the fucking mic! Okay, I'll go Scott Steiner on his ass. And then, if the music's still playing, I'll cut a Shane Douglas promo. Cut the fucking music! And if you don't do it, you can suck my ass! Calm down, Shane. Calm down! Go say hi to Francine. Hi, Francine. No. Moving on. Alright, so he gets on the mic, finally. And Paige says that the fans start chanting, you deserve it, all the ones who actually deserve the title, you think. We deserve it. Okay, we do. Stop encouraging the fans. Please, thank you. Because you encourage us to chant whatever the fuck we want. We're gonna chant whatever the fuck we want. Because we're marks. I'll be happy to say I'm a mark. I don't give a shit. I know it's the most boring term in the history of wrestling, but still. Alright. Alright, so he talks about the fans or the ones who wanted a grassroots approach to pro wrestling. Yeah, let's get back to old school. Because old school is cool. And they're the ones who brought AEW into existence. They did it, the people, the wrestlers, we did it for the fans rather than for the belt. And then, we're gonna thank you, Hangman chant. So, Hangman thanks people like Orange Cassidy, freshly squeezed orange juice. Jay White, of all people, Jay White, really? Okay. Hey kids, it's Adam Copeland, Threshold. The Ops, okay, Shibata, Samoa Joe, who got storyline injured, same thing with Ocean Spray. And Powerhouse Hobbs, who is teaming up with, later on, with the Funky Chicken himself, Mark Briscoe, to take on Mox, Claudio, and William Useless. Bryan Danielson. Yes! Who came back, got physical again. Claymore kick William Useless, made me happy. And hi guys! Oh no, not you. Not you! Yes, it's me! Hi guys! It's me, Darby! I'm gonna jump from the rafters and kill myself, but I'm gonna do it for you people! Because I'm 150 pounds, I come from Seattle. I went on Mount Everest for you people! Get out of here! We're gonna paint it up break! Well, Rosemary paints her face, but Rosemary's my wife, so I can say that. She won't get mad. She probably just will just go to town on my dick, but that's another story for another time. I digress. Alright, so he also wants to thank Will Oceansway, which was Sky, whoa, bam, who made wrestling fun again, and finally, the fans again. We know where this is going. He doesn't know if this person helped for himself, AEW, or even himself, but thank you to Swerve. Okay, well, thank you, Swerve. Hangman says, I have a wife and 2 kids, you lucky bastard, who love him. He's the world champ, and that's pretty much it. So he comes out, thanks the fans, thanks the people that helped him get the title. Help the guy that he hates the most, but now they're kind of civil. But then he thanks the fans again. Okay, we'll go with that. Well, good man, Hangman. Alright, we get that. We move on. Alright, then we got a long as fuck recap of All In. Alright, then we see the Young Bucks. Can't call him Matthew anymore. Matthew and Nicholas. We call him Matthew and Nick now because they lost their EVP titles. So, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, come in an Uber. Ha! A rinky-dink Uber. Then we see him going down these stupid stairs. And then they go to their locker room. They're supposed to be their EVP locker room. And this Hammernager's like, no, you're no longer EVPs. And he like whites it out and shit. Oh, it gets worse for the Bucks with their entrance. Oh, God. That's what happens when you get too much control and too much power. That's what happened to the Death Riders. Finally, that storyline goes bye-bye. Now we can go somewhere now. Alright, we got that. Alright, match number 1. Kyle Fletcher, the Proto-Star, nice theme, by the way, takes on Mascara Dorada Ese Battle. Don Callis and, I believe it was Trent at ringside. Not that he did much. But pretty good match. Pretty damn good match. Just under 11 minutes. Back and forth they went. Most of the time, Mascara Dorada was beating the fuck out of Kyle Fletcher. But Fletcher eventually came back after Dorada hits a 450 for a near fall. And a super kick into an ankle scissors sends Fletcher into the turnbuckle. Ow. And then Fletcher goes right back with a lawn dart. Bullseye! Into the corner. Then he picks him up, hits the hell of a kick. Then the Brain Buster! Hey, Kyle Fletcher's trying to be the younger version of El Generico. But but Kyle Fletcher comes from Australia. Or, yeah, he comes from Australia. I thought he came from England, but Australia. The Australian El Generico! I don't know how do you say that in Australian? You probably just say generic. Put another Generico on the Darby, mate. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Crikey, bit me in the cock. Alright, so Fletcher gets the win over Mascara Dorada, and that's pretty much it. And we move on. If we can. Alright, after that, Tony Baloney says that we're going to hear from the new TNT champion, Dustin Rhodes, on Collision. And basically he says, it's must-see TV! Ha! Yeah, must-see TV. Nice NBC reference, Tony Baloney. For a show that gets like 300,000 views on a good day. Not even a good day, gets On a good day, they'll get like 500,000. Nowadays, they're getting about 350, close to 400,000 on a Saturday night. Sucks. What are you gonna do? Well, it's not must-see TV. Nothing bad to say about Dustin. I'm glad he won the belt. Now he has 3 belts. Yes, the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles with the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara. The Trios Championships with the Von Erichs, who they never show up. Half the time they don't show up. And now he has a TNT title, which he may or may not defend, and probably lose it in the first defense, so well, he'll hold it for a little while. But anyway, must-see TV on Saturday night. Right. Okay, we move on. Alright, then the Young Bucks come down the stairs. Renee Paquette comes up to them, kind of, like, hey, look at you guys. And then they say, hey, Marina Shafir, how you doing? And then she's like, fuck you guys. And then they find their dressing room, and like the guy whites the EVP title out. What's that? Alright, then Don Callis comes in and wants to do some business. Oh no, not more. And so Matt and Nick are like, no, we're not going to join your stupid family. But they do hug him because they have mutual respect because they worked together before in Japan. Japan! Yes, Terry. Yes, you can say it now. I was a hardcore legend in Japan. Japan. #1. Forever! Thank you, Terry. And ever! And ever! Okay, that's enough. Don't tell me it's enough! It's my show. My show. Shut up! Don't talk to me like that. I'm a hardcore legend. Cherry! Cherry! Leave him alone! Cactus! Cactus, you freak! Stop sticking up for him! But he's my friend, Cherry! Leave him alone! Would you like a Dorito? No! No! Mick, you were doing so good and you had to bring up the Doritos. But Mr. Joseph, they're very tasty! I know! See why you're an asshole, Cactus? Shut up, Terry! Stop! And no, I'm not talking to myself and I'm not crazy. You're just acting crazy. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. It's called satire. Learn it sometime. Let's see you do these impressions. I know you can't. Man, I don't want to act like a schmuck. No, you just look like a schmuck. I might be a schmuck, but I'm an honest, sexy-er schmuck. So, learn the difference. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. That's that. Let me move on. Alright, MVP, Maxwell, not Maxwell, holy shit. Sorry, he's gone, I'm gonna get letters from him now, holy. Montez Vontavious Porter, Mr. MVP, begging for a legendary tag team, I wonder who that could be, to step up and challenge the Hurt Syndicate, that's Bobby Lashley and Shelty Baby, Shelton Benjamin, who defeated Jet Speed and what was left of the Patriarchy, Nick fucking Wayne and what's left of Christian, with the tag team belts at All In. So then, Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker, the man who won the Men's Casino Battle Royale, now he has a possible date with a certain guy named Hangman Adam Page for the title. He has his, guaranteed title shot. He shouts about being the best in the world. Oh yeah, nice little jab to Punk, right? But a good jab. Give jab, body blow, body blow, uppercut! Remember that game? That game was a classic. That's Punch-Out. Virtual Punch-Out, I think it was, or whatever it was. But anyway. So he's like, I'm the best in the world, and being better than Hangman Adam Page. And Max is like, well, if Page is the main character, I'm gonna be the villain, because nice guys finish last. Yeah. They do finish last sometimes. Not all the time, but, Great Green Day song. Nice guys finish last. I don't know the lyrics to that song. But we move on. Alright, so we got that. So we'll see what happens with the Hurt Syndicate as we roll on in the future, Conan. Alright, back to the ring, back to the ballroom we go. The castle, whatever you want to call it. So we have an 8-man tag team match player. We have Josh Alexander and Hichesaro from the Don Callis family. They team up with the Young Bucks, who don't have their pyro. They basically get like an indie style freaking. Somebody did this on MS Paint. Fucking Tron. It was funny as fuck. And they're listed as, they used to be EVP, but now they're not. Oh, Justin Roberts got, ooh, he's lucky he didn't get his ass kicked. But anyway, they take on Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, and Speedball. Mike Bailey, Bandito, still our Ring of Honor World Champion, as he somehow, someway retained over Takeshita, or Takeshita. And they team up with the big man from the Hounds of Hell. And that's Brody Who King. Alright, it's a pretty good match. Team Bandito got the win. As we get near the end, and lots of flippy dippity doos on the outside. Get back in, some super kicks, send Brody into a German suplex from Josh Alexander, but then Matt super kicks Nick. Uh-oh. Oops! And then Bandito hits the X-knee on Nick, goes for the 21-plex, gets countered, and by the Bucks, and the Bucks try and go for the EVP trigger, but they can't say that anymore, but now they go for the TK driver. They hit that, the Indie Taker, assisted by, I think it was Chasero or Josh Alexander. They hit that on Bandito. Oh, so I'm sorry. Team Bandito did not win. So they hit that on Bandito, and then Bandito looked like he was like out. Oh, ese, too much tequila, ese. He was out cold. Chasero grabs a rear naked choke, and I don't know who the referee is like. That's it. No, I'm done. Goodbye. All right, so they get the win in 13 and a half minutes. Let me move on. All right, after that, we go to Hey Kids, it's Edge. Or Threshold, he comes out, and the fans start singing this song. On this day, I see clearly. I'm not gonna sing the whole fucking song, because I could if I wanted to, but you know I got time restraints. But anyway, so he thanks the fans and says, "No, I did not say Christian," from that beatdown from FTR at All In. He's like, I don't know what's wrong with Christian, but he's proud of the patriarchy and getting away from him. Now, basically, it's just Nick freaking Wayne, his hot mom. Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. Yes. And Kip Sabian, the resident Christian Slater from the Lost Boys. But anyway, so Edge is like, I don't know what's wrong with Christian, but, you know, he's proud of the patriarchy, like I said. Came back and All In because he wanted to get his hands on FTR after what they did 4 months ago. Which was at Dynasty, I believe, when they took him out with not one, but 2 concertos. They were the first people he called when he was getting back in the ring. They wanted to be rated FTR, but then FTR started fucking with him. They were complaining about being in his shadow. Put him on a shelf for 4 fucking months, and those 4 months he doesn't have right now. Well, yeah, you're out for 4 months, and you couldn't just stay home with Beth fucking Phoenix and your kids. Lazy fuck. I can get back in the ring. So, he's back to get rid of FTR, but then Stokely Hathaway, that idiot, and like 3 security guards from Walmart, they come in, and Stoke basically tells Edge, if you interfere in any FTR match, if you touch them in any way, you are fired. I mean, legit fired. So he tells Edge, find a hobby and leave FTR alone. So Cope calls Stoke a fat Oompa Loompa. Oompa Loompa doopity doo. I got another puzzle for you. What do you get when you got the nut? Okay. Yeah, I know some Oompa Loompas on YouTube. Just saying. They're stupid. Too stupid. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so goes stoking Oompa Loompa and it says, oh, right, yeah, that thing about, me not beating up FTR, that doesn't apply to you. And then he spears the ever-living shit out of him. And then he beats up these fake-as-fuck security guards. So we got that. So Christian is going to come back and help Edge. And that's pretty much what's going to be all in Toronto. This is in Toronto. So Edge and Christian will team up against FTR pretty much in the main event of All Out. I said All In. All Out Toronto, which is at the near the end of September. So, you got that. Alright, moving on. Alright, the funky chicken himself, Mark Briscoe. We pay homage to the great man up there, Jay Briscoe. Reach for the sky, boy. That's that. Alright, he says, Maxwell Jacob Fart Knocker ducked and dodged him like a little bitch. Pretty much. Which led to Mark not accomplishing either of his goals, winning the Casino Battle Royale, getting that title shot, and not kicking Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker's head in. And then he brings up how Max brought up, him, Jay Briscoe, and now Mark says, I'm going to make you pay for your sins. Ooh. If I was Max, I'd get out of America. I'd get out of here quick. Well, we got that. Alright, after that, we go to a fatal four-way women's match for $100,000. More money than they make anyway. So we had the Spider Lady, Thekla, taking on the Wrestling Fun Girl, Willow Nightingale. Bam! She's a ball of fun. The one and only Queen Aminata, and the cake boss herself, Chris Statlander, wearing chaps. She got a lot of cake. Alright, so for $100,000, let's play the $100,000 pyramid. No, I'm not gonna do that. Alright, so pretty good match. We're getting to the end. Willow gets back up, plants Thekla for a near fall, but then Chris Statlander drives Willow into the barricade. Ow! And then Sky Blue comes out. Julia Hart gets in the ring, and they have, Queen Aminata there, and Julia Hart just looks at her and goes, black mist right in the face. And then Thekla hits the stomp. 1, 2, 3, she gets the win and $100,000. And now Thekla, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue are now a faction. I don't even know the name of it. But it's a pretty cool faction. If they can get maybe one more girl, it would be nice. I don't like girl. I do like girl factions, but I don't like, I like it to have like 3, 4, maybe 5 people. Damage Control was 4 people, basically 5 people. But then they basically broke them up. Black Lotus was 3, we all know that. Let me see what happens with that. We move on. Alright, then we go to Timeless Tony Storm Darling. She's on a balcony. Well, in the ballroom balcony. For a little chitty chat list of all of her nicknames. The Tramp is still the champ. And other things I can't really discuss and say. Then it says, this is the Tramp is still the champ. Tony thanks Mercedes money, not Monet, money, for going all in with her. That sounds vulgar. But she warned Mercedes that if she made one mistake, she would eat her alive. And then Tony's like, well, darling, you were delicious. Basically. And if she wants to come back for seconds, this buffet, she didn't say buffet, this buffet is always open for seconds. Yeah, I bet. I bet your is open for seconds. Right, Juice Robinson? Maybe thirds, who knows with her. She's a freak. Sometimes you know who's a freak, she wants more than 2 rounds, so we have to go 3, 4. Not so much anymore, man. We're going about 2, 3, 4 rounds now. We're old. But anyway, and she says, unfortunately, Luther was injured in the line of duty, and it's going to require reattachment surgery. Better be his eye, not just you know what. That'll be bad. Alright, then we see a video on the Tron of the forever women's champion, and now the woman who won the Casino Battle Royale, Athena, and my girl Billy Starks, looking great. Cuts her off, brags about her own abilities before saying that Tony's demise is at hand. And then Tony's like, well, if you are able, I will bend you over the table. Oh, I love to do that. Oh, shit. Bend her over the table and just ram her in the ass. Nothing wrong with that. Good old plow job. Yeah. Alright, Athena feels different as a challenge, and then that's a very good thing. Okay. And then, like I said, next week on the program, Billy Starks takes on Toni Storm. I don't like her chances, but let me move on. Alright, then we go to the back where we have the matriarchy, not the patriarchy anymore, because now it's the matriarchy, and that's Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. Yes, Nick fucking Wayne, the Ring of Honor TV champ, and that creepy bastard Kip Sabian. They're in the back. Christian is now beyond his expiration date, and I think Nick Wayne's mom says something like, oh, you can't get it up anymore, something like weird like that. I'm like, oh, really now? They must have had problems in the bedroom. Christian might have had to take a Viagra, or him. Something like, we know a lot of people need. Not me, but Katie. And some trolls, because, their things are really small. That's why their girlfriends are coming to me all the time. Alright, so Nick fucking Wayne brags about being the youngest Ring of Honor TV champion the youngest champion in company history, and Christian created this monster. Monster. Okay, we got that. Alright, let me move on with that. I know I'm missing 6 minutes of TNA, so we'll get to that in a minute. Alright, so a decent promo from the matriarchy. And that's it. Alright, then we go to the new AEW Unified Champion. He unified the Continental Breakfast of Champions title and is now the new Intercontinental Champion. That man is the man from Japan, Kazuchika Okada. Comes out with Don Callis, takes out this ham and egger named Quintero. Kotaro? No, that's somebody else. So he beats this guy in 62 seconds. Gonna wait 7 more seconds. 69, Don. 69 me, Don! 69 me! Okay. So, yeah, non-title match. Hits that patented drop kick into the Rainmaker. 62 seconds later, Quintaro goes to the back, gets his $50 and leaves. Alright, after the match, Okada yells at Swerve and says, "You mess with my friends, the Young Bucks! You bitch!" And then, on cue, Swerve comes out. My good friend, Prince Nana, buy his coffee. For God's sakes, buy his coffee. PrinceNanaCoffee.com. Tell him I told you to buy it, because it's great. Rosa loves it. Among other things she loves it. But anyway, alright, so they come out, and Swerve asks, what did you mean by that, Okada? And he says, "Why don't you do something about it, bitch?" I'm like, oh yeah, let's sign me up for this match. So Okada just bails, like, we don't need to see this. Alright, so Okada's, I guess, first challenger for the Unified title is gonna be Swerve. When? Don't know. But I'm interested. And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we go to our main event of the evening, 6-man tag team match. We had Moxley, the Swiss, Claudio Castagnoli, and the man who fears himself, William Useless, taking on the Funky Chicken, Mark Briscoe, Powerhouse Will Hobbs, 1/3 of the Trios champions of AEW and part of the Ops, and the AEW champion Hangman Adam Page. Pretty good match. You know, Moxon and Hangman still, you know, feeling the effects of that hellacious, bloody as fuck Texas death match. But we get near the end. Page comes back in after he was fighting on the outside. Comes back in with a pop-up set-out powerbomb from near fallen William Useless. Flips out of a doomsday device. Hits a moonsault on the floor, hitting William Yuta, because William Yuta needs to, and deserves to get hit all the time. Moxley breaks up the buckshot lariat, but instead, Will Hobbs comes in and makes the save, and then Adam Page with a victory roll on Claudio. 1, 2, 3 in under 18 minutes. Team Hangman get the win. Good match. But after the match, the Death Riders come in, beat down Adam Page some more. And then we see, "Hi guys, it's me! Look, I'm up in the rafters! I'm Sting! It's Sting!" So Darby's in the top of the ballroom, like looking down like a hawk. He's like, "Moxley!" And then that distraction let Adam Page get back up, hits the buckshot lariat to Mox, and then Darby just continues to stare like a maniac. So he's basically doing a 1996, 1997 Sting when he was up in the rafters the whole time, and he would come down from the rafters, you know, like he came down from the top of the stadium in Texas in Global Life Field. He came down from the top of the fucking stadium. That was a long way up, dude. So, looks like we're getting Mox Darby feud. And, we'll see what happens with that. But all in all, Dynamite wasn't a bad show. It was a good show. It was, you know, like this. So, I'm going to give Dynamite 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in the comments section below. And, like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And we'll talk about it next time. Alright guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to go watch some TNA Impact Wrestling. I'm going to watch some Ring of Honor as well. Have my sensible dinner. And maybe watch a movie. But I'll be back later tonight with your Monday Night Raw review over on my Kill with Demons channel, the main channel. Tomorrow, we will talk about TNA and Ring of Honor. And, got some other things to discuss too. And, get you ready for SmackDown. We'll do SmackDown tomorrow night, late. Well, hopefully I'll get it up before midnight, because I do gotta get up early, because I will not be around on Saturday, because I will be in Jersey, in Atlantic City, to enjoy my weekend, playing the slots, hanging out with some good people, the missus, of course. And then Sunday, I'm going to a watch party in New York City to watch TNA Impact Wrestling. Good shit. So, I'm going to have a good weekend, and you're not. And that's it. But, try to make the most of it, at least. Do something with your fucking life! Instead of worrying about what I'm going to do in my life. And that's that. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Going to watch some Impact Wrestling. Missing about 15 minutes of the show so far. So, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But should be a good show tonight, the go-home show before Slammiversary on Sunday. And I will do Slammiversary predictions on Sunday. So check that out on Sunday. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Until next time, peace!